Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Connected Live. I'm Gabriella McAllister, and I've been a holistic healer for over 20 years. Just for those who don't know me, I do these pretty regularly. So if you visit me on my Instagram page, you'll see a bunch of these as well as some other information. So as part of animal communication, I wanted to share today. So a couple of photos that I posted a little bit earlier. It's a windy, rainy, cold day here in Oklahoma. And Bo is finally able to kind of go out and about safely. He's had all his immunizations that are reasonable. I say that purposefully. And so the horses had met him in the barn where I was holding him in my arms, but he was really little. And now he's kind of like a gangly young man. And so Bo was going out to see the horses. And I was going to take him right into the field on his long line and kind of just walk around the field. But it was incredibly muddy and clay. And we got to the gate, and a bunch of horses were really curious about him. And they all came over to the gate, and Bo looked at me and went, "Oh, hell no." His little hackles went up and his eyes got really big, and he was like, "Mm-mm." So I was like, okay. And I did call over Jack, and Jack came to the fence, and Jack likes him. But of course, Jack knows who he is. And at the same time, William knows who he is, and William has the same problem with our Bo, who we call Bo for short, that he had with him in his previous lifetime. Absolutely incredibly jealous of. So what's fascinating when you have an animal companion come back, if you will, is it is the same soul, so the attributes are there, and everybody can see who it is. But it's a new lifetime, and a new lifetime as a different species. So the soul is going through all the stages of being a puppy in a new lifetime. There's some recognition of the previous lifetime, but everything is still brand new, and he's more present in this lifetime than anything else. So yes, that can happen. They can have an understanding of their previous lifetime and show up in your mind's eye psychically as the previous lifetime with all that knowledge, but that's at a soul level, and then be back in their little puppy body and be a puppy. But has the attributes like the interesting temper tantrums, liking to be attended to. That was a big issue for Arrow, being attended to. And liking to be comfortable. So if there's any discomfort whatsoever, he absolutely objects, which he carried in from the previous lifetime of having been so abused and in bad conditions for so many years. If Arbo gets hungry or thirsty, he will scream because he wants to be comfortable. He doesn't want to be hungry. He doesn't want to be thirsty. He doesn't want to be uncomfortable in any way. So he's a very interesting individual as a dog. And I'm thrilled, to get to raise him. So he is present in being this new lifetime and being a puppy. So seeing the horses is big for him. It's all new in some ways. When he's in that puppy body of his, he's having his new life experience. So because he got so scared or nervous, I thought, all right, let's just stay outside the fence. And so I let him just sit there as long as he wanted, observing everybody. And it was really kind of cool because all the horses came over and they were observing him and he was observing them. And if I moved, he would get up and move right next to me, and be literally at heel, sitting next to my foot, like, "Mom, what's this?" Which was, I don't want him scared, but I like the fact that he comes back to me and gains some confidence in a calm way. He's not aggressive or barking or he's not running the fence, things that I don't like to see in a dog with horses. So this was really, really wonderful. So I called Jack over. He came over and said hello. And then William came over and said hello, but it's so funny. Jack recognizes the soul and knows it's Arrow. And so he's interested in being friends with the puppy. And that's kind of the conversation that I had with them. This is part of our family. And he is going to be going out on trail rides with us. And you're going to have to learn to be careful of him, and he's going to have to be careful of you. But he's going to be going out everywhere with us because that's what, Arrow's wish was to be everywhere with me. And this puppy is already, he's already showing those signs. Like if I leave him in the house, it's not that he's afraid to be alone, I don't think. It's just his whole purpose is to be with me. So he gets very, very upset. And so we're starting to just do the car rides and go everywhere. And I pray he doesn't chew my car to bits because he's still a puppy. And he can't always be in the crate in the car. So, he did really well riding to the vet with Baldor and sitting quietly in the back. Baldor was showing him how to do it, which was awesome. It's always great to have an older dog set a good example, which is what we were hoping for with Baldor. And when William came up, William had that kind of look on his face, and you'll see it in the photos, like, ugh, you again. And Bo was like, what? So careful introduction so no one feels threatened or no one feels put upon. So the puppy, I didn't want to strain too much. The boys, I didn't want to push him onto the boys too hard because as it is, my time at the barn is really limited. So they're already kind of jealous of another person or another individual, if you will, being around when I'm there. And what was really funny is William and I had a massive argument yesterday, massive. And when William and I argue, it's loud because it's really interesting. William responds to nothing else but loudness and real strong boundaries. He'll run you right over. And I kind of knew it was going to happen. It started, coming out of the field. He was kind of running me over and walking in front of me to get into the stall, cutting me off. And I kind of was watching it and going, here we go. And then, I was trying to tack him up, and he pushed over the brushes in my bucket and made a mess. And I was like, all right, you're being such a jerk. You know better. And then when I got onto him, and then I had to mount, and he pulled away from where I was about to put, I had my foot in the stirrup, and he pulled away really abruptly for no reason other than just, looking for excuses, and, really jerked my bad hip badly, which, he knows better. So I got onto him again, and then we got on board, and then the whole ride was just, spooking at things he never spooks at, shaking his head, wanting to buck, wanting to bolt. And I got back to the barn and was just like, oh, So after we had such a monumentous argument, funny, he came trotting over. Hi, Mom. To the fence to say hello, and he knew I didn't have treats, and I really wasn't calling him in that way. And then he stayed by the fence, and I was just like, yesterday you were really horrible. And he was like, I was just in a really bad mood. I had a bad day. And I said, okay, well, I had a bad day too, and you hurting me and causing problems is not the way to go about it. I was listening to you, but we hadn't ridden in several days, and we needed to get out and about and just kind of have a fresh scenery. Well, he disagreed, and I don't know, I might rethink things in the future, but, he is one, like, if I got as loud with Jack as I do with him, it wouldn't work. Jack doesn't work that way. William, though, really works that way. You have to give hard correction. You have to give loud correction, or else he just keeps escalating, which he escalated anyway, but not to the level that he would have if I had just not done anything, or worse, untacked and not ridden. So anybody knows me from all the places that I've been. I use my voice. Trainers know me. The good trainers and the trainers that I was brought up with know that voice is there for a reason. And knows that when I get that big, it's for a very big reason, as far as when I really get on to them. You're never really going to hurt a horse by trying to push them around, because that's what they do to each other. And I can't exhibit enough force in a slap or even, cracking the lead line to really affect a horse in a way that they're going to pay attention. So the use of the voice becomes inherently important, because it takes them by surprise because they don't expect it. William knows I've got the voice, but he knows when he goes there, he's in a lot of trouble. And so with dog training too, one good hard correction and they don't forget. Healthy rules, boundaries, and limitations are part of having a healthy relationship and part of being in a healthy situation. I mean, the injuries that I have are from horseback riding. I made some errors, but never from having been on the ground with my horses. My horses don't kick, my horses don't strike, my horses are very aware of where I am, and most of the time on the ground, especially when I'm in the field, they chase other horses off of me because they know other horses aren't as educated in that way to know that I could get hurt. So the boys don't let horses crowd around me, which is awesome. So it was funny, after having this titanic argument yesterday at the barn with this horse, he came running up to the fence to kind of have a chat with me, apologize, but then explain. And, we just have to both think about this. And anyway, so he met Arbo and of course, got that little pig eye look, and I was like, don't start. And I was glad I had the fence between them. So, first meetings of this nature with young dogs and horses is really important to be careful with. Letting them observe each other, letting them have a moment. That was like the big thing, just having them both on the either side of the fence, and nobody was running or posturing. The puppy was not barking. He was just staring inquisitively, which I love. That's what he was doing. I hate it when a dog is new and starts going up and down the fence and looking like he's going to try to go through the fence and do something silly. And the puppy was really, for such a young baby, just being really, really smart about it. So I was really grateful for that. So first introductions are very important. I did mine in a way that I think went really well, and I posted some pictures prior to this video so you guys can take a look at it. I help clients with introductions of new individuals into the family all the time. I was really blessed a couple of years back to have the introductions of a multi-species family with chinchillas, cats, dogs, different breeds. It was awesome and crazy. And they definitely saw how my sessions helped with the integration of this new family, with each human having their own animal companions, including like an exotic, the chinchillas, which was awesome. So the dogs and the cats and the chinchillas and everybody gets along. I think there was a bird too. And so I really am very effective with helping people with that through my animal communication, through the energy work, as well as through some behavioral specifics. Okay, everybody. So thanks again. If you need my help, connectedenergyhealing.com. All right. Bye-bye.